Hi, everyone. I just wanted to post a quick update since I know that we haven't seen each other in a while, and this weekend is again an online course. So at this point, you guys have turned in your evaluation papers. I will be working grading them across the next week. So by our live class next weekend, you should have the evaluation paper graded. Okay, so thank you for turning those in. Those of you who maybe haven't yet, please get those as soon as you can so that I can make sure to grade them. So if you go into our Blackboard, you'll see that we've got a bunch of weeks that you were sort of working on your own. At this point, this is our last one, but I posted the announcement about how you're supposed to do that. Go into the English 101 Library Module Online S21 on the left-hand side, and you need to watch all of the videos and take all of the quizzes that are in there. This is because we're starting our research paper. The research paper is really the biggest paper that we're going to do together in this class. And there's so much work that goes into a research paper, but if we pace it out and if you make sure that you're keeping up with the readings, that is so important. So if you haven't been doing that, please go back and get the readings in the textbook and catch yourself up, okay? We will be going over a lot of information next Saturday together, and a lot of it is going to be based on the readings that you guys have done up until this point. So if you've been keeping up with the readings, you've begun to do a little bit of reading on what the research process looks like and how to find and evaluate sources. And that is so important in today's world. You guys are surrounded by informational sources in a way that I never was. I actually had to look in encyclopedias for some of my elementary and middle school papers. By the time high school rolled around, I was between books and the internet, but a lot of it was books first. And I'm not that old. I mean, I'm older than you guys, but I'm not that old. So things changed so quickly. And one of the things that has taken a little bit of time to catch up is the understanding of how to identify credible sources versus non-credible sources. And that's a challenge that we're all going to work on together. But that is one thing I really want you to pay attention to while you begin the research is what sources seem credible to you. Before we even get into sources, you have to think about your topic. And that's where I want you to focus your efforts this week, the library module and figuring out a topic. I would love if you would come to class next week with a pretty solid idea of what you think you want to write about. And the topic should be something that is actually interesting to you. Okay. If you are a skater, write about skateboards. I've had students who write about the history of skateboarding and wellness, mental wellness and physical wellness. I have had students who were interested in makeup, write about the quality of makeup and does paying a higher cost actually get you better makeup? I have had students write about serial killers. I have had students write about reality TV. I have had students write about basketball, football, any particular sport that they are interested in. You could write about the sport as a whole. You could write about an individual player. You could write about one team versus another team. You could write about the history of a franchise. Whatever it is that you are interested in. If you're a business person, maybe you're interested in small business versus large business. I've had students write about gentrification. There are so many topics out there. And you have interests. You as a person, you are interested in things. And the only thing preventing you from researching those things is that you don't think they're academic. And you may be sitting there right now thinking of something and thinking to yourself, I mean, she doesn't mean that. Like, I know she's talking about all these things, but she doesn't mean this thing. I do mean that thing. I want you to bring that to me. And I promise if it's something that is viable, we could probably turn it into a research topic. Okay. Sometimes things are very specific and you might have to broaden it a little bit, or sometimes things are too broad and you might have to narrow it down a little bit. But let me work with you on that. Let Gene work with you on that. We're going to be utilizing Gene in the discussion boards. He's going to respond to some of you on topic selection. So please post your topic selections in there. You can see the discussion board post that I talked about in the week 5 in the course content, the week 5 shell. The link to the discussion board is in there and it tells you what I'm asking you to post about. So please post in there and Jean will be able to respond to you about different ways that you can maneuver your topic and make it something workable for you. The other thing is during the online session, so this coming Saturday, when we have online class, Jean will be logged into our classroom. So you can meet with him You don't have to tell him you're coming. You don't have to schedule it through the Academic Support Center. He's booked for our time. So between 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock during our class session this coming Saturday, when we do not have live class, Gene will actually be logged into our class. So if you'd like to make some time to meet with him, I strongly suggest that you log in then. If more than one person comes, then he'll just either set some breakout rooms or he'll work with you as a group. In worst case scenario, you get to have a group discussion about your topics, which could be a really good way to get some feedback on what might work for you. Okay, so take some time this week, if you haven't already, to catch up on your reading, think about your research topic, and come ready to talk about all of that next week. I'll see you next Saturday. Have a great week.